Hey everybody, Lorelia here, doing a quick video. So today is tax day. April 15th was the tax day that got extended to July. And so for many taxpayers, it is tax day. But don't want to make this a video on taxes because normally on this channel I talk a lot about business credit, personal credit, or whatever, and some other topics. But today I want to talk about, do you have a funding entity? What do I mean by that? A funding entity. You know what a lot of people don't realize is that in order to maximize your business credit potential, your business funding potential, is to have a funding entity. Because what a lot of people don't know is that many people businesses are not set up to get business credit. How about that? A lot of people don't know that. They don't know that their business is not set up to get business credit. A lot of people just think that just because they register a business with a Secretary of the State, that they're automatically going to get business credit and business funding. And what they don't know is a lot of times that is not true. There are certain industries that lenders and creditors flag as risky industries. And so, if you are in one of those industries that are considered risky or high risk, a lot of times um, your funding could have been limited. For example, right now in this time of pandemic and a lot of business owners relying on the SBA funding, many of them do not know or did not know that if they had their business registered as a particular business, they may not have gotten funded. See, a lot of them don't know that just the type of business entity could have caused them to get denied. And so, how do I pair funding and it being a tax day together? Is your business really set up? Are you really maximizing your tax opportunities? And what do I mean by that? For example, right now with the PPP funding, there were business owners who were crying saying, "Oh, I can't get the funding. I can't get the PPP funding because I'm a sole proprietor." Or how about those who had a corporation and because they didn't set up payroll for themselves to get paid, lo and behold, they missed out on the funding. A lot of times, it's more than just setting up a business with the Secretary of the State. You want to be very strategic with how you maximize the tax law in order to get funding. That's right. The tax law can actually work at your advantage, not a disadvantage. But a lot of people don't know that. Why? Because a lot of people don't have advisors. Don't get me wrong, YouTube is a great source. Even myself, I give a lot of great tips here on this channel. But you can't let a free platform be your advisor to give you advice about your business in order for you to maximize funding. See, a lot of people have the mindset of, let me just put in a little and get in a lot. That's not going to work. That's why many people missed out on the PPP funding. That's why a lot of people missed out on the EIDL grant because not having a proper advisement. Don't get me wrong, YouTube, free platform, social media is great. But if you really want to maximize the moment, if you're really trying to understand, well, how does this work? How me utilizing the tax law and tax advantages of this country could put me as a business owner in a better place when it comes to funding, when it comes to credit. Understand the tax law that has been created in this country has been around since, I want to say 1912, 1915, I forget the date, but the early 19th century. It was never to benefit the employees. So that's why when people get mad at a Jeff Bezos who earns billions but pay very little in taxes, or people get mad at a Warren Buffett who says he paid less taxes than his secretary who worked for him, it's because they do not know how to leverage the tax law. The tax law was never created to benefit the employee. It was to benefit the business owner. And that's why, even with payroll taxes, as a business owner, many may find it being a burden to pay, to issue payroll, even for themselves. I'm not even talking about employees. You'll be surprised how many business owners don't even want to cut themselves a payroll check because they don't want to deal with the burdens of taxes. But you get to write it off twice. A lot of people don't know that. You get to write it off twice because the business itself gets to write it off, and also you writing it off for the actual person who's getting the actual payroll tax. I know I've said a lot right there. I don't want to make this a tax video because I literally would have to show you what I just said, how that works. But understand that there are many advantages that you may be missing out on because you are not structured as a funding entity. Sometimes your so-called business is being restricted from getting credit and funding. See, a lot of people think that the reason why they're not getting business credit and business funding is just because they're personal credit. Personal credit is just one piece of it. The other pieces of it is you being structured as a fundable entity. Did you hear that? A fundable entity, a funding entity. And these are some of the things that I talk about when I work with people personally. I just wanted to share that quick tip with you here on YouTube. But I want to invite you, if you really want to know how you can maximize your business funding, your business credit potential, and you really want to learn how a funding entity would work for you, leveraging the tax law, because for some businesses, for certain industries, you're considered high risk. Banks don't want to give you a chance. So that's why you have to, especially when it comes to real estate. Because people may ask, well, what are some of the industries? Well, one is real estate. I'm involved in real estate. But how is it that I'm able to still leverage funding and business credit? Because I understand that I need to have a funding entity. I can't let the real estate business itself be the entity that gets the funding. So if you want to learn more about that and how we can talk about it, I want to schedule a 30-minute consultation where we could talk more about it. How you can leverage your personal credit to get business credit to be able to leverage to fund your real estate. And so under this video, you'll see a link. I'll make sure I add it on here. So once again, it's tax day. File your taxes, get your taxes in because you don't want to be one of those business owners who is not filing your taxes. It's too much on the line, especially in regards to all the SBA funding. Do your checks and balances. I can't stress this enough. It is no such thing as free lunch. Do not think the government is going to give you a whole bunch of money and you not file your taxes. So and I'm signing off. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.